I went from being the strongest person I ever met to the weakest person I ever met, and then I had to kind of regain that balance and, learn how to just ride with it. And, it's not an easy thing to do at all. I see people on a daily basis that I love dearly that can't get a grip on that, I pray for them. I wish them the best. I hope they can. Hopefully I can lead by example and kind of light that torch so that they can kind of see their way out of that darkness, you know what I mean?
You got a moment when they see you down, just know they love it.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Bounce Back Podcast. I'm your host, B. Luke. I got a special guest with me today. Why don't you introduce yourself, man? Tell the people your name, where you're from, and a little bit about yourself.
Hey, my name's Scotty. You can find me on Hands Down Inc. at Instagram.com. I'm from Weymouth, Massachusetts, Brockton, Massachusetts, Boston. I'm all over the place. I do music, I do tattoos. I pretty much just was born to create, just born for the storm. You could see my music, youtube.com/handsdownmusic. You could catch me on the Instagram, like I said, Hands Down Inc. I'm on all platforms. The music's everywhere right now. Kind of just, like I said, just create at all costs, man. I don't really care even if I got a $0 budget. I'm gonna blow this shit up. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate you having me through here.
How long have you been into artistic creation and stuff like that?
Ever since I was a little kid, really. I remember I used to get in trouble in school for drawing like little Chicago Bulls logos on the desks and drawing giants and unicorns and shit all over the place. And the teachers would always yell at me, and that they would think I wasn't listening, but I was getting A's and B's on all my tests, so you know what I mean? I got like ADHD, so I'm sitting here, I gotta be doing something in order to do something, if that makes sense, you know what I mean? I can't just sit still and just, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, the music, I think I would say I started in like maybe 2004-ish, I wanna say. Somewhere around that time, I don't know. I remember I had rocked with this group a long time ago. I'm not gonna say no names, but I was in jail, and I had got out of jail, and the next day I was in a Boston Herald music spread on in the I can't remember. I think it was like the Cutting Edge or some shit like that. But my picture was a big ass picture in the thing or whatever. So that was cool. That kind of like broke me through to the point where it was like, I could be like real down bad one day, and then the next day, everybody blowing on my phone, you made it. I'm like, I'm broke, I didn't make nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. But it's just a visual, you know what I mean? I'm definitely, I always had a vision. It's something that ever since a little kid, I always have a vision. I truly believe that any man without a vision is bound to perish. You're going to self-destruct without that vision. This vision is what kept me alive for a lot of years. I always seen a bigger, version of like, perfection of myself anyways. I know perfection's not really, you know what I mean? The way, the truth, or the light. But in my head, I see a perfect version of myself, and I just never stopped. I always wanted to grow into my vision, and now it's kind of coming into fruition where I am growing into my vision, and my art is speaking for itself. The tattoos, the music, and I just stay so driven with it all that it's just like, I can't, like I said, I can't sit still. I'm like one of those babies that just refuse to take Ritalin, but I probably needed it.
Well, it brings it back to the essence of your passion. That's how we should kind of base our trajectory in life, doing it with the tattoos and music, the artistic creation. I admire that, and that's respectable to chase your passion.
Right.
You know what I mean,
No,
bro?
I appreciate that. I definitely, I turned it into my reality, you know what I mean? And, just chasing it, for a lot of years, I couldn't see the bigger picture behind it. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe I should just listen to everybody and get a regular job and this and that. And I'll be real with you, I ain't never had one of those. So, this is my job. This is my life, you know what I mean? I couldn't even picture myself doing anything else at this point, aside from music and tattoos. I create at all costs, and I just continuously evolve with my creations throughout my journey, you know what I mean?
That's dope. I think that when you hear people say that, just get a regular job and stuff like that, is people actually are just putting the limitations that they have on themselves onto you. I mean, just keep going, bro.
I'm blessed to know who I am and what I am and, where I come from and where I'm going, you know what I mean? That's one thing that's always been big with me is, that I'm on a spiritual journey just like anybody else, you know what I mean? I just always try to do better, tomorrow than I did today.
What was like the home dynamic? Like, why were you moving around a lot?
I was born in Brockton, shout out 508, and then I moved to Weymouth at like an early age, and then, the Weymouth area, that it was cool, you know what I mean? My mother and father, they were great. I couldn't, ask for a better mother and father, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and kick it and say my life was all so crazy and hard and this and that. I come from a broken home. I really didn't. My mother and father were awesome, you know what I mean? And, know, I was blessed to even have that. You know what I mean? I live in my reality. I live in my truth, and I'm not gonna try to bend that up any ways possible. But I grew up in a house. I had two little brothers. I had a bunch of wild ass cousins that, you know, kind of moved up from Maryland, and they came in. My family's very diverse, and we just always went with each other. They moved, we moved. We moved, they moved, and we always kind of lived together. You know what I mean? Same roof, same rules. You know what I mean? We grew up the same way. You know what I mean? Fighting over school clothes and shit. And,
but when you finally do get to school, now you're bouncing around. You're the new kid, man. How was that adjusting to school?
I mean, I'll be real with you. I was in like in-house suspension my whole school years. I was like just constantly. We was just knuckleheads, bro. Kind of going to school drunk, and you know what I mean. Like just kind of fighting the teachers and the principals, and you know what I mean. Just me and my cousin, we went to, you know, school together, we went to jail together, we went to, you know, hit the block back together, served the same things, we was doing the same things type shit. But at the end of the day, you know, I don't regret none of my childhood. I don't have any resentments for it, you know what I mean? Like, I believe in my head that it was all meant to happen. It was all written, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, and a lot of times, too, that's why I bring up the school, because a lot of times it is the people that are getting in trouble in school that end up getting in trouble with the law.
Yeah.
So what kind of things were you doing that lead up to, like, maybe your first arrest with the law? A lot of times it's silly. Some people, their first arrest is serious.
Hey, I'm going to be real with you. My first arrest, this is going to sound crazy, but I robbed a mailman. I ran up with, you know what I mean? And I just kind of put it to him. I took his whole thing, everything, and I just kept running. And, you know, I threw the thing on the roof or whatever, and allegedly, and I got hit by a cop car. That was in Weymouth, down by like one of them big circle churches.
What was the end goal with?
To be honest with you, I was just high as hell, and my dumb ass is wearing a bright orange T-shirt, and it's like 90 degrees outside, sunshine, and I thought I was gonna get away with a bright orange T-shirt.
So what? High blazed off of weed?
Yeah, I was just high smoking weed. He was younger. I don't even know how old I was.
When's that
like,
stuff start, man? The weed and drinking.
I remember me and my cousins kind of stealing, you know, roaches and shit out the thing when we was probably like 9 years old or something like that. And I think we might have drank by the time we were like, you know, 11, 12 or something like that. But yeah, there was never no like early signs of addiction. We were just kids doing what kids do, you know what I mean? And I ain't gonna lie, I had fun back then too, you know what I mean? I had a lit child. We was skateboarding, we was riding bikes, we was playing football, we was rollerblading, we was doing all types of stupid shit, you know what I mean? Life. And then it just changed drastically, you know what I mean?
Eventually the struggle comes?
Yeah.
Let's you talk about that a little.
I mean, you know, selling drugs at an early age, and you know what I mean, being the only you know, white kid around all my cousins and shit and everything. I was always that one white kid. Everybody, I used to get in fights. People be like, "Oh, the token white kid," and this and that. I'm like, yeah, all right.
You feel like you got to prove yourself a little more.
Yeah. I mean, you know, for all over the place too, from state to state. You know what I mean? I mean, I remember traveling down to Maryland and stuff with my family, my cousins, and you know, being like the only white kid for miles. If you wasn't, you know what I mean, North Carolina, the same thing. Like if you wasn't a redneck or like a biker or something, like you was just some, you know, those were the only like categories of white people there. They looked at me, was like, what the fuck, what was he? The trouble started just like I said, selling drugs, trying to come up fast, you know what I mean? You know, fast place put you at last place. And then, you know, it turned into, you know what I mean, just doing it. And that became my karma, bro. Right. You know what I mean? You sell, you know, X and X for, you know, X amount of years, you know, and karma's gonna kind of hit you, you know, in a form of any shape, way, or possibility. You know what I mean? It might be your kids that turn into drug addicts. It might be, you know, yourself that turns into your biggest customer. It might be, you know what I mean? It could be any, you know, formation of events that leads to, that's what your karma, like that's what the fuck you get. You know what I mean?
It's a ripple effect.
Right, and you know, getting older, it's like, you know, nowadays it's like, you know, I know better. So, you know, I know the universe ain't gonna fucking play with me now that I know better. You know what I mean? So now it's like, I just like, no, I'm good. I'm like,
I feel
you
that.
know what I mean?
What ends up happening with that arrest with the mailman and all? Some probation or something?
Yeah, I think it was probation or something like that. We had I ain't gonna say who, you know, but we had a stolen cop car for like 3 days. And we got a high-speed chase with that shit and crashed that shit in the middle of the street. That was in Weymouth. I don't even remember. I was like 17 or something like that, 16.
I mean, did
17.
You get a rush off of doing stuff like that?
Any type of trouble was the rush back then. You know, that was the high back then. You know what I mean? Like robbing people, just, you know what I mean, setting people up, you know, duct taping Dominicans type shit. Hey, shout out to Dominicans, bro, my fault. But you know what I mean? Like just doing whatever it was that would give you that rush. You know what I mean? Like just sex, money, murder, violence, all types of shit, bro. Like,
Why do you think you gravitated towards that?
I would say maybe back then I was probably easily influenced. You know what I mean? The music. I remember, you know, I was listening to Jay-Z and DMX. I'm not gonna blame nothing on nobody. I chose my own path, but you know, that's what I was listening to. That's what I was around. That's what I was seeing on a daily basis. So you know, it kind of grew into it. It kind of grew on me, and I grew into it.
Right.
And you know, back then I always felt like I stood out no matter where I went, no matter what I was doing. I felt like I always stood out. You know, I always just had this weird like charisma that just, you know, I walk in the room and kind of I own the energy, and you know what I mean. It's the energy's gonna be what I make it. You know what I mean. And you know, it's been a journey. I know that, but yeah, I would say that, you know, that's where it pretty much started.
Speaking of the journey, okay, when does the music become a thing in your journey? I know you just said you were listening to it, but when does it become the point where you want to create music?
Like I said, probably right around like 2004, 2005-ish, with this group that had started in like Weymouth. I had met you know, a really good friend of mine. What's his name? I don't even want to say his name, to be honest with you. He a whole dub.
Yeah, well, we just, you know, we just talk about the people that are here.
Yeah, I would say the music started in like 04, 05-ish, and I had met a good friend of mine. His name was Knox Beats, Brian Eisner. He does a lot of work with a lot of people that are really doing things. I'm pretty sure he's like a Grammy Award-winning producer and stuff like that. And that's who kind of got me into, you know, doing my thing. And, you know, I remember freestyling back in the day in the basements and shit with my cousins and shit. We all getting drunk. We down there spitting bars, thinking we D-Block. You know what I mean? We LOX down there. But, yeah, no, I would say I started actually making music right around that time. And, you know, Knox Beats kind of, you know, gave me that little chance to actually get into it. And we did a lot of things. I put out like 3 CDs back then with a good friend of mine. And, you know, I just kind of kept going. I stopped doing it for a little bit because I just couldn't see the vision no more. You know what I mean? And I was kind of lost and stuck and hopeless my damn self for a little bit. So it kind of came on me that it was like, oh, okay, you know, since I stopped doing this, I kind of lost myself. And then once I started doing it again, I kind of was like, oh shit, I need this to be me because this is really me. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what, you know, brought it back into it. But yeah, I mean, I honestly, I don't do music for the hopes of getting famous and all that other stuff. I wouldn't even want to be famous, bro. Like, I can't even see myself walking outside the door and 100 people trying to snap pictures of me, bro. Like, I'm gonna get in trouble, like really quick, really quick.
So why do you do it then?
I love doing it. It's like a math equation to me. It's like I have to get them syllables down. I have to get that shit down like T, and I gotta stand out, and I gotta just continuously just be me and evolve in being me, and just you know, I've been through a lot of like hurt and pain. Like I said before, I kind of want to turn that shit into worth and gain. You know, but you know, for the most part, man, just creating in general, it just it keeps me alive. That's why I'm still alive. You know what I mean? Sometimes I don't even feel like I'm all the way human, bro. Like I've been probably dead 6 times, and my heart has stopped like 6 times now. You know what I mean? You know, I've died on surgery tables. I got beat to death by police. You know what I mean? Like, and for some reason, I'm still here. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people that I love that they're not here no more. They died once, and they're not even here no more. So part of me feels, you know, otherworldly to the point where it's like, why the fuck am I still here? And these people ain't. You know, that person never did nothing to nobody. That person never duct taped the Dominican. That person never did never did no robberies. Never did sold no drugs. He never ruined no lives. He never, you know, contributed to the chaos out here. And you know, just thinking on that, I'm just like, damn, maybe my purpose is just really, really big in this lifetime. You know what I mean?
It's that survivor's guilt, you know, feel like you lasted the Mohegans, you know?
Yeah,
so many people we lose along the way, man.
Right. But you know, it keeps me pushing. It keeps me stuck in my vision. It keeps me living in my truth. It keeps me living in my reality to the point where it's like, okay, I know what I need to do in order to continue to do what I do. I need to keep making music. I need to keep doing tattoos. I can't see myself going, you know, to work behind a desk or work at a cash register. You know, shout out to everybody that does. You know what I mean? I hope nothing but the best for all y'all. But at the end of the day, that's not my reality. That's not my journey. You know what I mean? My journey is a little bit different. I always held myself to a very high standard to where I'm my biggest critic as an artist. Nobody's gonna beat me up like I beat me up. Trust me. You know what I mean? So anything you got to say negative about me, trust me, I already done played that back in my head 10 times. So save your breath type shit. You know what I mean? I mean, I know what I am. I know what I'm not. You know what I mean? And like I said, I just love evolving in my passions with my craft, with my, you know what I mean, with my art, everything. You know what I mean?
So talk about, when do you start going from just drawing to tattooing? What's that journey?
I'll be real with you. You know, I started taking tattoos seriously probably right around the time my girl had got murdered. Maria Sanchez, Ceci, rest in peace. she kind of kept telling me, yo, you should be a tattoo artist, because she would always see me sitting there drawing with my stepdaughters and shit like that. But I had got raided in Brockton in like 14 or something like that, and then when I came out of jail, and I was like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna promise myself right now, I'm never gonna sell drugs again. I am not doing this no more. I cannot see me sitting in a jail cell for the rest of my life. You know, or you know, even being in a jail cell for 90 days. Say something happens to one of my family members outside, and that little 90 days turns into a life bid or something because I can't control my emotions in there. You know, so I made myself a promise right then and there, and I was like, bro, I'm not doing this no more. In and out of jail, just you know, from 17 to 30 years old, I'm just like, I don't want to do this, you know, so I kind of made myself a promise and was like, I'm not selling drugs no more. And I'll be real with you, you know, I quit a lot of things in my life, and quitting selling drugs was the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life. One of the hardest things I ever had to do in my life. I had no idea how to live, no idea how to survive, no idea how to pay bills. I knew damn well I didn't belong with a hammer in my hand. You know what I mean? I wasn't good at that.
Did you quit while you were selling drugs, or was it like when you got out of jail and then you know what I mean?
I mean, I'll be real with you. I could have possibly sold all the rest of the drugs in the jail, but when I came home, that's when I was like, you know, I'm done with this shit, bro. I don't want to do this no more.
Because I don't think I ever seen anybody quit while they in it, because it's almost. You almost can't, because you got bills, you got, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's why they call it the trap, because you get involved, now you trap, you know what I mean? And, you know, shout out to all my people that's trapping, but, you know, end of the day, I knew that shit wasn't for me no more. Plus, I was dealing with my own problems in general, you know what I mean? When I made that promise to myself, I was just kind of like, you know what? I got to figure this out. What the fuck am I going to do? I'm going to teach myself how to tattoo. I'm going to try to go get an apprenticeship. And that was in my head, I thought that's how it worked. Oh, I'm just going to go get an apprenticeship. But that's not how it worked. You know what I mean? I went to a whole bunch of shops, and they're like, bro, nah, gangs, drugs, violence, all types of shit. We can't have you here. You know, I don't live like that. I'm trying to change my life. I want to be a tattoo artist. That's what I want to do now. Nobody would let me in, kind of. You know what I mean? There was one or two people that kind of did give me an opening and this and that, and I kind of just built my foundation right off those. I did do my thing. I taught myself how to tattoo. Nobody apprenticed me. You know, I had two people in my life that really looked out for me, you know, in a huge way with the tattoos. You know what I mean? One of them was my brother, Adam Chelik, AMFC 781 on Instagram, rest in peace. You know, he kind of gave me that hope, strength, and advice that I needed to continue on my journey. And he actually kind of got me back into making the music when I wasn't doing it. And you know, I swear, like, you know, some people you're just meant to cross paths with. Some people you're tied to at the soul, and you're meant to cross that path for that person. And it's for so many reasons that you won't see until after the fact. You know what I mean? And yeah, he was one of them people. And you know, shout out my brother Ronnie Rocky. Shout out Charlie Robbins. You know what I mean? Those were, you know, some other people that really kind of got me in tune with this shit, bro. And it's like they gave me that open door to kind of get in motion, and that's exactly what I did. I just didn't stop either. You know, I went through a lot of shit while I was on that journey, learning how to tattoo, but I just never stopped. That was my everything right there. That was my way of. I already knew in the long run, I'm going to be a tattoo artist. You know what I mean? And you know, here I am.
It's the bounce back though, so we got to talk a little bit about the downs. So let's talk a little bit about your whole kind of in and out jail, that kind of story, man. What's that like? Everybody's is different. Where'd you go? You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah. So I mean, I've been to, you know, the Norfolk County. I ain't never been to the state or to the feds or nothing like that. I just did all county time, from 17 to 30. You know, in and out.
Adds up.
Yeah, it does add up over the years. You lose a lot of time. You know, it builds a lot of character. You know what I mean? You gain a lot of you know, respect, etiquette, shit like that. You know, community living is it's not a normal thing for most people to understand. But you know, I just dealing with, you know, the drugs and just being in the mix of everything. You know, out partying all night. You know, so you turn it into, you know, your own you know, clientele type shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I've dealt with the addiction. You know, the jails, fighting, selling drugs. You know what I mean? Just all types of stupid shit, bro. You know what I mean? I don't
feel like you take the drugs out of the equation. Now you're not going to jail anymore, kinda.
I'm gonna be real with you. Ever since I stopped trapping, I never went back to jail or caught a case again. ever since I stopped selling drugs, I never caught a case again. You know what I
And
mean?
you stopped doing drugs as well,
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, that came a little afterwards. You know what I
Yep.
mean? I struggle up, down, up, down. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, once I got that out of the equation, I kind of just stopped lying to myself.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, I'm gonna pick this, I'm gonna flip this, I'm gonna go over here and do this. Like that ain't gonna work.
Right.
That ain't happening, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And it got to the point where I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna go pick this up and I'm gonna shut my phone off for 3 weeks and
Yeah.
I ain't selling none of that. So
I feel you.
it got really bad. I went from being the strongest person I ever met to the weakest person I ever met, and then I had to kind of regain that balance and learn how to just ride with it. And it's not an easy thing to do at all. I see people on a daily basis that I love dearly that can't get a grip on that. I pray for them. I wish them the
That's
best.
what
I
they
hope they
need,
can.
yeah.
Hopefully, I can lead by example and kind of light that torch so that they can kind of see their way out of that darkness. You know what I mean?
Keep doing what you're doing. Keep sharing the story and everything, man.
Yeah.
What did you say you learned about yourself, man?
That not every action needs a reaction. Life is very cheap. Like again, my I would say the love of my life, she got murdered over a cigarette, bro. You know what I mean? In Dorchester, she got murdered over a cigarette. So you get to jail, it's a whole different type of world. I mean, I remember my first time in jail. I'm sitting there watching people like damn near try to kill each other over a ramen noodle, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I ain't never been a petty person. If I got it, we all got it. If I eat, we all eating type shit. So I'm like, yo, bro, I'll give you a ramen noodle. Shut the fuck up and go back in your cell. Like, what are you doing? Are you stupid? You know what I mean? But it's not even over that. It's over the respect, the principle. You know what I mean? It's not the paper. It's not the problem. It's always the principle. Especially with somebody like me. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I'm not trying to take a life or lose mine over something so fucking cheap.
Get a little personal, man. Like losing your girl, is that something that you were able to deal with during sobriety, or is that
nah? So that's that. Honestly, I started dealing with addiction around the time I was 25 years old. I sold everything from 14 to 30, like I said, and bro, I would say right around the age of 25. I'm pretty sure that's right around the time everything happened, and a lot of people started getting murdered in my life that I loved, and that's kind of what I don't want to say like it broke me, but it kind of fucked my head up. You know what I mean? So I was kind of traumatized by a lot of things, and yeah, I got a big bag of happiness in my lap for a lot of other people. So I'm like, all right, fuck it, let me see what this is about, and it's just one thing led to another, and it spiraled out of control. I don't do nothing in mediocrity, bro. I'm one extreme or the absolute other extreme. With me, there is no in between at all. You know what I mean? I'm either extremely great or extremely not.
So you say it spirals out of control. Eventually, that usually comes to like a head. What happens?
Yeah, hey, I mean, you go from living in hotels or having your own apartment to, living in hotels, and then next thing you know, you're sleeping on people's couches, sleeping on people's floors, you know what I mean? You sleeping in places where people don't even want you at. And it's just, the embarrassment, the pain, the betrayal, the heartache, the humiliation, all that shit, it just adds up. And I'll be real with you, man, it just got to the point where I'm like sitting there being judged by a bunch of like people who weren't even like half of me at my worst. And I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna stand back up and I'm gonna run laps around y'all. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna show y'all that, you know what I mean? Y'all was kind of standing next to a giant the whole time. You know what I mean? And you can't just judge people. You know what I mean? I believe that when you do judge people, that's gonna be your karma too. You know what I mean? You might die and come back and be that person that you judge and have to deal with that same judgment. You know what I mean? Or you might have to sit back and watch your kid get that same judgment from other people. You know what I mean? So I mean, I don't know. I just believe in the law of the universe, bro. You know what I mean? Like I do unto others as I would, do unto myself. And again, I respect myself. I respect everything around me. You know what I mean? That gives there no room for there to be any disrespect towards me. And if there is, that's a you problem, because you know what I mean? I get along with everybody. You don't get along with me, you should look in the mirror and really, open your eyes and see what's going on with yourself.
Usually that's what it is at the end of the day.
Right. I go in any room and I can, you know what I mean, stand tall and, you know what I mean, upright, independent, and make sure that I hold my own in a respectful, professional manner. You know what I mean?
What does addiction do to family relationships?
Hey, I mean, I was blessed to have a good family, man. They just kind of understood. I kind of put people through hell. I'll be real with you. I wasn't the addict that ever, stole and sold my mother's toaster or nothing like that. I wasn't like that. Like, I kind of, just stood on my own 10 and just disappeared and just, you know, kind of self-sabotaged and stayed away from any, you know what I mean, anybody. And if I had to be around people, it was just kind of like a fucking pity party. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, oh, I don't know what to do, and I don't know how to do it, and this and that. You know, I wasn't, you know, hand out or nothing. Like, it was more just, I fuck my own pockets up. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna bring everybody else down with me. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? This is a me problem, not an everybody else problem. So if I gotta go away, you know what I mean, to keep y'all safe, then that's what the fuck I'm gonna do, type shit. You know what I mean? Suffer in silence.
Self-sabotaging. Do you catch yourself sometimes?
Yeah. I mean, I still, you know, I'm still, you know, catching myself all the time. You know what I mean? I mean, right now, I believe, you know, sheer discipline is a lot easier than mere moderation. I believe that, you know, for me, like I said, one extreme or the other. Like, you know, like quitting meat, quitting dairy, quitting, you know, porn, quitting sex, quitting fucking, you know what I mean? Quitting everything at once. I'm not the type of person that can, like, you know, be sober and smoke weed. I can't, you know what I mean? I've never done like all the meds to stay off of it. If you do that, I don't judge nobody. However you can stay clean for another day, I fully support that all the way.
Life's hard in general. I don't judge. That's why it's important not to judge neither, because life is extremely hard. Everyone deals with different.
Yeah, I had to just stop, bro. And even today, it's like I got to wake up every day about 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. I got to kind of hit my knees and just, you know, thank, you know, whatever power exists greater than myself, and just understand that, you know, I am not, you know, I'm not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes I get cocky, so sometimes I pray for humbleness, you know what I mean? So I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's okay.
But, you know, I have to thank fucking, you know, whatever the creator may be, that I still have this greatness in my blood, that I still have this discipline in my mind, that I still have this strength to continue on my journey. I mean, I still catch myself slipping a lot, bro. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not perfect, you know, not yet, you know what I mean? Like, I see a perfect version of myself in my head, you know what I mean? But, you know, in my ways, I may never be perfect, you know. We're all just learning as we go on this journey in general. The catching myself slipping part, I have to like maintain that with the gym. I have to maintain that with, you know, through my art, through music. The music, I'll be real with you, I lean on that. That's kind of like my outlet right there. You know, I pop open my iPad and I start drawing on my iPad, and you know, I'm able to draw people's names and this and that, make other people smile with that and shit like that. And you know, to me, that's what I'm here for. I'm a protector by nature, bro. I'm not. You know, I always had problems with bullies, bro. I don't like them. You know, you want to get tough with somebody, come in the bathroom quietly, get tough with me.
Be tough with the tough guys.
People don't really do that too often because they know somebody about to die. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's you know, I just stand on my shit, bro, and I just, like I said, I just do whatever it takes to stay sober for another day. You know what I mean?
Talk about the working out. What are you jogging? You doing the boxing?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not Rocky Marciano or nothing like that, Rocky Balboa. But you know,
showing up. Man.
Yeah, that's the only thing is you're gonna find me in that gym.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I mean? You know, I just like to do a lot of speed bag training, like the heavy bag training. You know, I was blessed to have a father that he kind of showed me, you know, how to use my hands and my body weight at an early age. Yeah. And just that right there, just, you know, gave me an up advantage out here in these streets. You know what I mean? To the point where it's like, okay, I'm kind of indestructible. You know what I mean? Like the average person without no training, they're not gonna be able to do nothing with me.
Well, it brings it back to that whole like confidence and arrogance thing. See, my whole thing is like, if you put in the work, you have all the hours in the gym you spent.
Yeah.
That's confidence.
Right.
It's when you don't do that and you think you're that's arrogance.
The arrogance is what needs to go. It's not the ego. Keep your fucking ego. Keep your, that's your confidence. That's your ability to say, oh no, I'm the shit. I could do this. Like way better than this person could do this, because they're not living in their ego. You know what I mean? So you kind of need that in a way. You know. So I don't really listen to everything people tell me. I just walk my own path. I walk by faith, never by sight. Yeah. You know, I just stand tall and just keep fighting, bro.
What's the most important thing to your sobriety?
Consistency, you know, and peace. You know what I mean? You know, it gets chaotic in my life, so sometimes I really do need to sit down by myself, with myself, and just have my solitude, and just continue to put the pieces together. I need progression at all times. I fiend for progression. You know what I mean? I have to be doing something to be productive. If I'm not, I feel like I'm, you know, being reductive. I feel like I'm regressing in life.
Well, you are. I did actually a post on Instagram the other day, like, what is this maintain? There is no maintaining. You're either going up or you're going down. You may go up and down at such small increments that you feel like you're maintaining, but at any given moment, you're either on the way up or on the way down. I mean, you're on the way up.
Yeah, exactly. I learned that controlling my emotions was a big part of my, you know, my resilience as well. You know, you acting out of emotion, you ain't acting out of logic, and acting out of emotion is what landed me in themselves a lot of times, and or the hole or something like that. You know what I mean? Just, you know, you stuck in there, you get emotion. You know what I mean? You can't control that shit sometimes. You know what I mean? It ends relationships. You know what I mean? Families, all types of shit. But I just really had to, you know, live in the fact that, you know, staying another day sober is what really, that's the only way that I'm gonna be able to win. You know, I wasted enough time being out here in these streets, sleeping outside in the fucking snow, sleeping in hotel rooms, nowhere to go, no cell phone, no code. I'm outside cold. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I'm just like, bro, I don't want to do this shit no more. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the people that love you, they say they love you, but then, you know, you hang up that phone and it's fuck you type shit. It's like, yeah, okay, you know what I mean? You know, I like I said again, I was blessed with a good family to be able to, you know, bail me out of certain situations and, you know, actually, you know, care about me, you know, when the people that said they didn't, you know, and, you know, I get that shit all the time. Yeah, I love you, bro, and I'm like, when? When the fuck does that happen? Because as far as I'm concerned, I ain't seen that shit in a while, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you love me when I'm up, but, you know, when I'm down, it's fuck you. You ain't nowhere around. Yeah. You know what I mean? You ain't
Love is a verb, they say, too. It's your actions. It's less than, it's more than just a feeling, right?
Right, and I'm a genuine person, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I got a tattoo on my face right here. It's a upside down heart with a point up above it, and it's empty, because I always got to the point where I'll pour my whole heart into everything and everybody around me, and I'd end up with nothing left but this empty shell for myself. You know what I mean? And to me, it's just a reminder every day I wake up, brush my teeth, I hit that mirror, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's okay to say no sometimes. You know, I'm not Superman, bro. You know what I mean? As much as I feel like it sometimes, I'm not him. You know what I mean? I'm him, but I'm not him.
How much of your work did yourself?
I'll be real with you.
If any.
Yeah, no, I did some of it here and there, but it's two different zones for me. I don't like tattooing myself no more. I did when I was a younger kid.
To practice?
Yeah, a little bit here and there. Like my thighs are covered up. I'm obviously not about to drop drawers and show y'all that, but
appreciate that.
my thighs are covered up. That shit gonna cost extra.
He's like, I really do charge for that.
Yeah, $350 for the house call. Nah, but you know, I mean, I would rather sit back and let another professional tattoo me than to sit there and try to tattoo myself. I slip into that zone where I actually enjoy it. I actually enjoy the feeling of this shit, bro. A lot of people say that, but a lot of people don't got the work to prove that shit. I mean, you see me, I'm covered up, bro. Like, I do this. You know what I mean? That shit, it hits those pressure points to me, releases them endorphins, just like acupuncture kind of does. You know what I mean? But I end up with artwork in my story on my vessel. You know what I mean? To show for it. You know?
It's like pain is weakness leaving the body, they say too, and it's almost like once you get to the other side of that tattoo, it's almost like you get to another side of like an important event in life. Like that's a permanent thing. Right.
Hey, I fully believe that pain is your real power. You know what I mean? And that pain is building you. Yeah. It's building you into the journey and be strong enough for the journey that you were assigned.
Yeah, you can let it build you or let it break you. It's really what you do.
Right. Yeah, that's why I have no resentments towards nothing. Everybody, I was in a group the other day that asked me, oh, what are your resentments? Yeah. I don't have no resentments.
So talk about that. What kind of groups do you do and meetings do you do to maintain your recovery, and why is that important?
I mean, every now and then I hop out to the meetings. I'm not really the meeting type. I probably go like maybe once or twice a week or something like that. You know, I find them to be very triggering, very robotic in a way. You know what I mean? Not to disrespect the community or nothing like that, but you know, for me, my own personal journey, you know, I don't, you know, it's like TV to me. You know what I mean? It's the same shit, or it's like regularly scheduled programming almost. I don't watch TV. You know what I mean? A lot of shit that happened on TV really happened in my life. So when I do watch TV, it's very triggering to me. You know what I mean? So when I go to these meetings and hear a lot of people talk, it's very triggering to me to the point.
But you still show up. Why?
Yeah, no, I still show up just because the like-mindedness and just to remind myself that I don't want to fucking sleep in the snow ever again. You know what I mean? Remind myself that I don't want to give, you know, people who ain't even half of me that benefit or chance to actually sit there and judge me like they was me, because at the end of the day, you couldn't judge me unless you was me. You know what I mean? I don't fear none of that shit, bro. And you know, I've always been a very honest, straight shooter. You know what I mean? I don't fear nobody's reactions to my reality, to my honest truths. You know, so I don't give a fuck if you don't like my truth, but I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean?
I think the big part of that is telling the truth, because at least when you do tell the truth, you can kind of be comfortable with letting the chips fall where they may.
Right. Right.
Instead of trying to manipulate situations and people don't like you, like this is it. Take it or leave it. Some people are gonna take it, some people gonna leave it. But the people that rock with it, they rock with it 100%.
To vibrate at a high frequency and just really be out my body and just understand who I am and what I am and just be honest with myself and honest with everybody else. You know what I mean? I ain't never been a person. I don't got a lie to kick it, bro. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It ain't never gonna be what it's not. You know what I mean?
What's your favorite thing about tattooing?
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's probably the smell of blood. No. Honestly, it's the doing a piece. Like I did a piece on I think she was 91. I tattooed a 91-year-old Cape Verdean woman's face. She didn't even speak no English, right? And she had a beauty mark right here, and it disappeared over the years, and she was getting ready to go back to Cape Verde and die. Wow. And she wanted that beauty mark. She didn't speak no English. She had a translator there with her and everything, and I did that. I literally just mixed up a couple of pigments of brown ink, and I did that shit. It took me 5 minutes. This lady tried to hand me $700. I'm like, I don't want your money. That's free. I'm like, I want you to just, go wherever you're going feeling beautiful, please. You know what I mean? And she started crying. And right there, that showed me right there that I literally have the power in my hands and in my creative mind to actually, like, just change people's perspective on who they are and what they are and everything else. And, it has its ups and downs. I mean, I've tattooed a lot of people that, they weren't gangster before I tattooed them, but then all of a sudden, a couple tattoos later, now they gangster as hell. I'm like, bro, you was a bitch before I tattooed you, bro. Like, you still a bitch, bro. Like, so I don't know. But, for the most part, I just love being able to make people smile. I love being, I've always been a kind of a people pleaser, but I love being able to, portray somebody's, memory of their loved ones on their arm, or, you know what I mean? So, something of importance that makes them feel happy about themselves. Again, even covering track marks, or covering mental health related scarring. That's what I've been doing right now. I'm working on a program right now called Creative Counseling. I own the idea to it too, so you can try, but you can't steal my ideas. Okay. It's where I'm trying to be the first tattoo artist right now. I don't want to say trying. I'm striving to be the first tattoo artist right now to ever be able to cover up mental health related scarring with tattoos and have health insurance pay for that.
Wow.
Because at the end of the day, this is a mental health related issue. They consider it cosmetic, but it's not cosmetic. Once you get to dealing with mental health related scarring, you're dealing with the track mark. I've covered track marks on people with tattoos and then watched them stay sober to this day. Yeah. I took that memory of, hurt and pain and shame and guilt and all that shit. I took that right away. Yeah. We put a brand new tattoo over that, so it turned into from embarrassment to confidence. Now they don't. Now they lit. You know what I mean? So it got to the point where it was like, I need to do this for a living. You know what I mean? And I remember a long time ago, I was with my brother Adam Chelik at that. We was in the Motel 6 in Brockton, and we wasn't great. You know what I mean? Let's put it that way. And we were sitting there talking about it, and he had a whole different idea and this and that, and he kind of gave me the idea, which when he passed, I kind of went and did it. He gave me an idea to go to Shriners Children's Hospital, any hospital really, but Shriners Children's Hospital is one that let me in. And I went there and I put temporary tattoos on terminally ill children.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, explain Shriners for the people who don't know. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, Shriners Hospital is like it's like a children's hospital. A lot of it's like burn victims and stuff like that, or terminally ill children. But I just felt like, that's what I have to do right now. So I woke up in the Motel 6 one day in Brockton, the gutter, the trenches, the Wild Wild West type shit. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me help children. That's what I want to do. So I called all day. And I remember feeling discouraged because no hospital would allow me to do that. And I'm like, why? Why can't I come and help children? This and that. I'm like, I'll try to raise money. I'll do whatever I can do. And, Shriners hit me back about a week later. And I'm still in the Motel 6. I'm still tattooing people. Yeah. And, you know what I mean? I'm trying to figure it out. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So I went there. I put the temporary tattoos and just drawing tattoos on the terminally ill children and shit like that. And I walked in the door and the nurses were like, we were hiding our wallets when you came in the door. We're not gonna lie. And then they were like, but then you pulled out a table and a radio and put on the Itsy Bitsy fucking Spider and had a dance party with kids that are dying. These kids don't smile. You know what I mean? I remember catching the email after that and they were like, bro, these kids haven't smiled in a long time. And you came in here, you didn't like, oh, I feel so bad for you. You like came in here and like started trying to like wrestle around with them and like trying to. You treated them like little humans, and that's what they are, bro. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, they going through some shit. I'm not gonna sit here and remind them that they going through some shit or like show them sympathy. Like, hey, what up, big dog? How you doing, bro? Like, what's up with you? I like your shirt. You know what I mean? Like, so just normal, give them that good vibe, that good energy, bro. And they dancing, they what I'm saying, they coloring on kids and whatever. But they loved it. You know what I mean? I raised some money for them on my Facebook page. I donated that, and I kind of just drifted off behind the scenes after that. But
why do you think the whole hit the wallet comment thing? Was it the appearance because you're so tatted?
Yeah, it's the stereotypical, analytical, hypocritical bullshit. I call it all the articles. You know what I mean?
The stigma.
Yeah, it is the stigma. You know what I mean? But you know, you don't always get what you see. I mean, you want to go that route. You know what I mean? You're gonna get the energy you give sometimes. I'm not really into matching energy. Like, you know, when it comes to certain things, just because you did some fuck shit doesn't mean I'm gonna do some fuck shit. I'm gonna stay doing what I do. I'm gonna move from my heart. If you ain't moving from the heart, it was fake from the start. That's how I feel. But I feel like they just kind of looked at me and judged the book by the cover, and then.
How do you feel about that stigma?
It doesn't really bother me. You know, I just kind of smile. You know what I mean? I walk in and I know it's kind of all eyes on me. And you know, being as heavily tattooed as I am,
right?
You know, I go anywhere. I go to, you know what I mean, Stop and Shop. I go to Walmart. Everybody's staring. I'm like, how the fuck? How do I stand out in Walmart, bro?
Right, exactly.
You see some wild shit at Walmart, and I'm like, I'm the wildest shit in Walmart. And I'm like, how'd this happen, bro? So you know, I don't know, bro. I was just kind of like, hey, it is what it is. This is me. I got to get used to this. You know what I mean? This is the life I chose. This is you know, the vision that I grew into. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I wear it well. You know, it doesn't hold me back from anything. Again, I can walk into any room and you know, shake any man's hand and look him in the eye and speak professionally. And you know, I mean, I could also, you know, be back in the trenches and still have that vibe. I could carry my energy to wherever it needs to be, you know, from place to place. You know what I mean? I'm able to live in that, you know.
Becoming a little bit more open to the ideas of heavily tattooed people.
Yeah.
The face and head might still scare a little people, but
it do.
Even that you see it a lot more now.
Right, but when I tell them I'm a tattoo artist, they're like, well, you're either a drug lord or a tattoo artist, and I'm like, I'm a tattoo artist. But what you need now? But I mean, you know, I mean, you know, just being a tattoo artist, like I kind of feel like I'm kind of supposed to look like this in a way. Like,
what's the process to get like a tattoo license in Massachusetts or however?
I catch the energy a lot that a lot of tattoo artists don't like me. They you know, they kind of feel like, you know, I maybe don't deserve what I have or what I am or who I am. I kind of feel like they maybe think I'm not good enough to be where I'm at or do what I do. But at the end of the day, I continue to do what I do. And, you know, your opinion to me is not my reality. So I don't live in that. So right now, I'm gonna say this: you don't even have to know how to fucking draw to be a tattoo artist no more. They have so much technological advances right now.
With the stencils and stuff.
I mean, bro, you buy an iPad Pro in a Epson stencil printer and you lit. If you can trace it, you can lace it. You know what I mean? So I mean, you definitely got to have an eye for art. You definitely got to have somewhat of a, you know, mind that can, you know, create good composition. You have to kind of get digital, you know, savvy with the Procreate and all that other shit. But you know, my advice is, you know, this shit ain't for everybody. It's definitely not for everybody. It's not just a 9 to 5 that you're just gonna go clock into and just go home and just forget all about it. You're gonna, this is my lifestyle, this is my life. You know what I mean? Ever since I became a tattoo artist, I eat, sleep, breathe every single minute of every single day. Tattoos.
What's the process of getting certified? Do you have to have like so many hours under somebody?
Yeah. You gotta have a I'm not sure what the hours is. It's been a long time for me, but you gotta have an apprenticeship, a letter of apprenticeship. You gotta have skin core certification, bloodborne pathogen certification, CPR certification, all that, and you have to have them up to date everywhere you go. You know what I mean? Kind of, you know, skated through the scenes, you know, just doing my thing. You know what I mean? It wasn't really what I knew back then. It was kind of who I knew back then. So, you know, I'm not gonna say like I didn't work for it, because I worked my fucking ass off. A lot of late nights and early mornings, bro, trial and error. Again, nobody taught me how to do what I do. I taught myself. Not everything's gonna be perfect, and you're gonna have to come to that, you know, that understanding in your head that you can't beat yourself up so much. You know what I mean? I had to do that shit my damn self, because again, I'm my biggest critic. Nobody's gonna critique me worse than I'm gonna critique me, because I know I can do better, and I'm gonna continue to do better. That's what evolution is.
Get
you know
the
what I
reps
mean?
in.
Right. And right now, I'm doing shit right now that I never thought I'd even be able to be capable of doing.
Just think about it. I mean, this tattooing was illegal in Massachusetts for those that don't know at one point. You know, we're old enough to remember that.
I used to work for one of the guys that was on the board to actually get it approved. You know what I mean? And just, you know, learning rules and regulations and stuff like that. And, you know, working at one of my favorite shops to this day, Sacred Edition 13 in East Bridgewater. You know, they working around some of them guys, man, it's just, you know, one of my buddies used to own it, sold it to a lot of my new buddies and stuff like that. And, you know, we've been locked in for a good 10 years now. And just, you know, that's one of my favorite shops. Just the vibe of that, just the atmosphere. You walk in the door and it's just, you know, that's the vibe I like. You know what I mean? It's a family vibe. It's a you know, it's a real vibe.
Almost like barbershops, you know, the barbershop in know,
that's the one for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I've been having the same barber for like, you know,
Right.
13, 14 years. The same, you know, just like I have the same people I go to for tattoos for the same. You know what I mean? Same amount. And you know, I just any tattoo artist that's even trying to be on the come up, you got to take yourself seriously. People only gonna take you as serious as you take yourself. This is not a $40 fucking vending machine where you know what I mean? It's not a little ATM machine where you're gonna be like, oh, I need $40. Who wants a tattoo? Who wants a tattoo? Nah, bro, that's not how this works. You know what I mean? I would just say, you know, if you're not in it to win it, then get the fuck out the way. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, bro, you know, I'm not here to play. You know what I mean? I'm here to really kind of continue to evolve in my journey and, you know, do work next week that I didn't think I could do this week. You know what I mean? It's always evolving, and that's how it has to be. Every piece has to be better than the last piece. And if you're not on that type of mission, bro, you're kind of wasting your time. You can't lie to yourself. I mean, this game has its way of weeding the people out that don't belong in it. And I done seen people try to be tattoo artists and lose everything. I done seen people try to be tattoo artists and lose their whole families. You know, there's a level of commitment, dedication, responsibilities, all types of shit that comes along with this. You know, do I claim to be the best tattoo artist? Absolutely not, bro. I am a student with this for life. You know what I mean? I don't even want to be the best tattoo artist. You know what I mean? I just want to continue to be my best tattoo artist. You know what I mean? And the best I can be. You know what I mean? That's all. I don't, like I said, I don't live in other people's opinions. I don't let the judgment from the outside world. I don't let Instagram, you know, control my reality. You know what I mean? Bro,
What's your favorite kind of tattoos to do? Do you like doing? I know. Lettering. I know you said something about graffiti back in the day. Do you like when someone's like, man, freestyle it?
I like doing black and gray. I like doing. I like when somebody just gives me the trust. You know, when they respect the vision, they respect the process. Just give me that trust. Give me your ideas and let me do what I do on you, and then I guarantee. You know what I mean? I guarantee you're gonna like it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You know, there's been you know, hits and misses in my journey. I'm not gonna sit here and say I got a perfect record. You know what I mean? I've definitely you know, maybe dropped the ball on one, you know, a couple tattoos here and there. But
how do you deal with like a disgruntled customer or something like that?
I mean, you block them. No, I mean, no. At the end of the day, I just, you know, again, I'm very honest. I'm very straightforward. I'm not out to beat nobody. I'm not out to take nobody's money or nothing like that. You know,
anyone ever try to kind of do that to you, where they, like, you think maybe beforehand, you know, some people are just like that. They're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna get tattooed for him. I'm gonna complain. I don't like, you know what I mean? From the beginning, do you feel like
I mean, I've had people run out the door after me tattooing them, and then they just run without paying.
Wow.
That's
what I'm saying. Wow.
Yeah, great guy.
Yeah, no shit. Talk about that. Like, how long was he sit? How was it? A big tattoo?
Yeah, I did a whole full color. It was like
a cigarette real quick.
Yeah, that's literally what happened. And he ran, and I remember hopping in the truck with my homie, and we circled the block. We was trying to find it, and I'm like, and he was gone, bro. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was one of them things right there where it's like, you know, it showed me like I could put my whole heart into something and still get nothing in return, and that's not why I do this. I don't do this for the money. You know, I don't do this. I do this because I love to do this. You know what I mean? This is my passion. You know, I need the money. Obviously, I got bills to pay too. I'm a fucking artist. So of course, I need a deposit. Of course,
someone who's doing it for the passion, I feel like is gonna outlast somebody who's doing it for the money. Agree?
Right. Absolutely. Because like I said, this game has its way of weeding out who doesn't belong in it. You know what I mean? And you know, this journey that I've been on, you know, from start to finish, you know, I'm gonna continue to learn. I don't know everything. I don't act like I know everything. I stay in my lane. If something looks out of my reach, I'm gonna recommend you to some of my people that I know can do that. I'm not gonna, you know, I hold a level of respect for my passion and my journey, my craft, to the point where I'm also a customer. I'm covered head to toe in tattoos. I'm also a customer, so I get it from both seats. I get it from your seat, and I get it from my seat. You know, I also have to try to run this business. You know, so I can't, you know, feel bad and help everybody, you know, like I want to, because I genuinely do. I always want to help everybody, give everybody the best prices I can. You know, but again, I have to run this like a business, or my business is gonna run itself into the fucking ground. You know what I mean? But you know,
how's it go with mixing friends and business, man?
You know, I don't mind it. You know what I mean? It's always sometimes the you know, the close ones that you know, they just kind of, you know, have that level of expectations that are just like oh yeah, well fuck you, I ain't paying for nothing. It's like, you know, certain people I don't give a fuck about. Certain people I just understand that this is a beneficiary for mental health. Certain people need to get tattooed, bro. You know what I mean? And that's again with the creative counseling thing that I had. You know what I mean? You know, acupuncture is covered by health insurance. Yoga is covered by health insurance. You know, spin class. You know, pottery. A recovery coach. These things are all covered by health insurance under mental health. You know what I mean? Therapeutic. You know, but tattooing over somebody's mental health related scars is considered cosmetic for some reason, when it's really not. It's a mental health related scar. Just like yoga is mental health related. covering that scar, you know what I mean? Especially a track mark. Covering up a track mark through health insurance with a tattoo. I don't know why that hasn't been a thing yet. I don't know why they won't allow that yet.
Who wants to be reminded every day of trauma? You know what I mean?
I mean, I've watched it change people's lives, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? I feel like, you know, covering up that embarrassing scar right there is way more beneficial than going to balance on your fucking baby toe and hold your farts in for an hour. You know what I mean? Like, you know, for some people like me, like, yoga ain't gonna do it for me. You know what I mean? I'd rather go get tatted about it. You know what I mean? I'd rather get tatted about it than to, you know, go to spin class or no disrespect to anybody that do spin class or yoga or anything like that. I fully support whatever makes you better at the end of the day.
Find what's for you. Yeah.
Absolutely, but you know, for me, I'd rather get tatted about it, and I know a lot of people like me that would rather get tatted about it. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people like me that did have track marks, and I have covered them up and watched them become who they were before the world fucked them up, before the trauma set in and fucked them up. You know what I mean? So that's my ultimate goal right there. They say set attainable goals and don't try to work for something that's so out of grasp. And I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna reach the stars then? Like,
well, they only say that because they don't want other people reaching the top. They want to gatekeepers.
Right.
Misguide you. You can do it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you set your mind to that, bro. I'm gonna find myself in there.
They want to tell you it's hard so you could give up.
Right. Absolutely. And I that's never been me. I never gave up. You know what I mean?
Let's talk about the music. What do you got? Some video, like music that's out. What do you got coming up? What's the current situation with King Ace the General? Big up to King Ace the General. I'm definitely a fan. He's doing big things. So talk a little bit.
I appreciate you. I mean, the music, like I said, that's my soul, that's my heart, that's my everything, that's my first love. You know, long before the tattoos was the music, and you know, shout out Hush Harding. You know, he's been putting in a lot of fucking work for me, man. You know, the kid is a genius, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. That kid Hush is a genius, man. Yeah, he's really good at what he does, and he doesn't just do one thing, he does everything. So I'm kind of spoiled right now. So when I go to record with somebody else, I'm kind of like, oh wait, this doesn't sound like Hush. So I kind of got spoiled with you know, the intellect and the actual knowing, you know, of what he's doing and everything else. And the music for me, man, I'm just trying to stay productive and just trying to keep myself, you know, happy, trying to keep myself positive, trying to keep myself productive. Again, I don't do this to try to get famous. I don't give a fuck about the, you know, being blinded by the diamond chains and this and that. I don't care about all that, bro. You know what I mean? I just love to do what I do. I love to create. I don't care where it goes. I don't care nothing like that. You know, I am working my ass off. So I mean, I just feel my work ethic is so high, it's so hard. I feel like it's gonna have no other option but for this shit to pop. There's gonna be so much of the music there already is. You know what I mean? For it to go unnoticed.
So what's the most recent project that's out? Is it an album? Do you have a name for it?
I just keep making music, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, I'm on all platforms. You can find me on all platforms. I'm not really sure of the actual link. I can't really, you know, the links to it. I know if you type in "Hands Down Giant" on any platform, you'll find me, and then you can find my whole page right there, right through that.
And then I'll link them in the descriptions too.
You know, but yeah, the music, man, you know, it's something that I love to do at an early age, and it's something that I couldn't see myself not doing now. And me and a homie King Ace the General, we just kind of smashed on something last week, I believe, and we got a video being shot for that now. And
what's the name of that one, so people could be on the lookout for it?
The name of that project is called STG, Hands Down, featuring King Ace the General.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was recorded by Hush, and it was produced by what was his name, Buckroll, I think.
Oh, Buckroll. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
He does a lot of Millie's stuff.
Yeah. So I found that beat, and I just bought that. I was like, hold on. As soon as I heard the beat, it just all came to me. I just kind of freestyled the whole hook, right? And then, you know, I freestyled a lot of my music right off the top.
So how important is it to get that beat purchased, leased, and all that too?
I mean, if you want to do something with it, you're kind of gonna have to. You know what I mean?
You're gonna hit barriers if not, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you ain't trying to do nothing with it, if you're just sitting, if you're just doing it for a hobby, then whatever. You know, steal and jack them shits all you want. But you know, at the end of the day, I kind of I have a different, you know, expectation of my outcome with this. Again, I don't look for the fame, but you know, I know that it's kind of inevitable. You know, I've been speaking this stuff into existence for a long time. You know,
it's a side effect of the ultimate goal. You know what I mean? But fame itself is not the goal.
Right.
You know
it's the possibility. It's well, it could. So you know, just in case, you know, I'm gonna have all my you know, my I's dotted, my T's crossed type shit. You know what I mean? Yep. So I buy all my beats. I try to get as much exclusive rights as I can, which not many producers will give you exclusive rights to a lot of beats no more. You get a percentage of it or whatever. I don't really know how it all works. Again, I just like to make
music. You know more than me. That's why I'm asking. Just that little bit.
Right. Now I just you know, I kind of just I just go with the flow, man. I see my homie Exit Fame, shout out Exit Fame. I see him doing, you know, what he's doing, and you know, it's very inspiring. You know what I mean? To, you know, I'm, you know, back, you know, about 3-4 years ago, I remember like 10, 15, maybe even 20 years ago, you know, being outside with homie, and
yeah, go check out the bounce back interview I just did with Exit Fame.
Yeah, shout out Exit Fame, bro.
Yeah,
and you know, he's really kind of giving it a you know, he lit the torch again for a lot of people like myself, and you know, people that are in recovery and stuff like that. Like, you know, you put God in front of you, bro, and just watch what happens. You know what I mean? Stop chasing the wrong things, start chasing the right things, and actually, you know, live in that discipline. You know, be that discipline that you speak of. Don't just speak of it. Be about it. You know what I mean?
Hypothetical's hypocritical.
Right. And I give it to Doug too. You know, every day you see him, he's out there at 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning type shit. And I, you know, to me, that's, you know, it's very it's genius. It's very humbling. It's very inspiring. It's very it's like, oh, okay. It's like, if he could do this, I could do this. You know what I mean? And it's kind of, like I said, he kind of paved the way for us. So, you know, again, shout out Exit Fame, bro. You know, shout out everybody. You know what I mean? King Ace. Shout out all my homies, Elias, you know, Sue Baby, all the people that I've been working with. You know, I just I couldn't see myself not making music, bro. I have to make music. Even if I don't do nothing with it, I have to be there. My ultimate, like, you know, vision too was me being on tour with, you know, somebody like the Millies, the Joyner Lucases, and tattooing these artists while I'm also making music. So I'm creating while I'm creating. Right. You know what I mean? I'm making money while I'm taking money at the same time. So,
double dipping almost,
exactly. So to me, I need to be, you know, just placed in the right atmosphere with the right people, because at the end of the day, I'm an artist. Nobody can ever discredit me from that. You know, I'm gonna create. You put me in a jail cell with nothing, and I'm gonna create something. Trust me. You know, and I did that shit for years, literally, and you know, just to be in that position right there, that would be my ultimate, you know, my ultimate vision of what I think my outcome should be is I need to be on tour tattooing celebrities, and I need to be, you know, making music with these people, and, you know, giving the world this art that I can create. You know what I mean? Like, I got a story that I'm, you know, I wear my story. You know what I mean? So, if you can read hieroglyphics, you can read me. But yeah, I mean, you know, I just that's where I see myself, bro. Is just doing shit like that and just being in motion, and just. I'm 38 years old, bro. I got no kids. I got no girl. I got no probation. I got no open cases. I'm trying to run with the sun right now, bro.
The world is your oyster, bro.
Literally, it is what I'm gonna make it, and I'm trying to make the best of it right now. So, you know what I mean?
What steps can we take as a you know, as a society to combat the stigma that comes with addiction?
I mean, you know, I can't really speak for everybody on that, you know, because sometimes you do get what you see. You know, I know a lot of really just bad people in general that are just really just not, they have no, they're just vessels for, you know, demons. Evil, you know what I mean? And, you know, I don't hate on nobody, you know, it is what it is. It's never gonna be what it's not again, but, you know, with addiction, that's a little tricky to even say for me. I mean, with the tattoos being covered like this, I mean, you can't always judge the book by its cover. You know, some of the nicest and most loving, loyal, caring, compassionate people I've ever met are completely fucking covered in tattoos just like this. You know, 6'4" and up type shit, and we gentle giants. But I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I'd rather hug everybody than hurt anybody. I'm really good at both, but I'd rather just hug you, bro. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't want it to get into some other shit. I'm done with that whole part of my life. You know what I mean? I'd rather just be genuine and just, you know, just love everybody, protect everybody, bro. You know what I mean? Like, there's no need to. A lion don't gotta walk in the room and say he's a fucking lion. You just know. You feel that energy shift as soon as that one person walk in that room. You feel that energy shift, and it's like, oh, all right.
Yeah, what's understood don't gotta be said.
Yeah, you know how I go. But, you know, I mean, I would say just the music, man, the tattoos, that's why I'm here, bro.
That's it. Okay, so talk about short-term goals. We got any short-term goals and long-term goals? What do you got
yeah. I mean, you know, just, you know, acquiring certain, you know, necessities. You know what I mean? You know, I'm still trying to bounce back. Obviously, it's Bounce Back podcast, so I'm still trying to acquire certain necessities. But I got, like I said, I got a lot of good people in my corner that kind of help me do what needs to be done. You know what I mean? As far as transportation, as far as you know, just helping me book certain things, helping me do this. You know, especially with Hush, he's you know, help me, you know, do my website, do my, you know, get my little merch store. I got merch for sale, handsdowninc.com.
I'm sure y'all get some of that.
Yeah, I got some shit on there. And you know, just kind of just continue to do it, man. You know, I would say, you know, some of the things required, you know, just just staying patient, bro. I have to stay patient. I have to understand I can't take over the world in a day. You know, as bad as I want to and as bad as I think I can, sometimes I gotta dumb myself down. Be like, all right, bro, hold on, you're bugging right now. You're doing too much. Just relax, step back, you know, reassess, realign, refocus, and just go again. You know, just you can't. I can't give up, bro.
What advice you give for somebody who's like in and out of jail, struggling with addiction? And
you have to have a vision. You know, you gotta have a vision.
Something greater than yourself to be working
Yeah, you have
towards.
to have a vision. You have to understand what you are and who you are. Because at the end of the day, you know, I'm not, you know, I don't really know how to say it, but I think we are all gods. I think we are all gods and we are all goddesses, kings, queens, pharaohs. You know what I mean? I think I'm, you know.
Everybody has a gift too, you know.
Well, we all have a gift. I mean, so if there is such thing as a God, then that would mean that there's a God particle inside of us because we are created from a God. You know, so to me, if there's a God inside of me, then that means I have godly abilities, and that means we all have godly abilities. You know, and these things are documented. You know, factually documented in you know, history. You know, like telekinesis, telepathy, levitation. You know, the manipulation of earth, wind, water, fire, fucking Captain Planet type shit. You know what I mean? And you know, these things are like real life things that are actually accessible and acquirable to the human vessels. And you know, it's in your soul, I believe. And I believe sheer discipline is what can unlock that. You know what I mean? So, you know, like you know, if there's a God in you, you know, you should, you know, do what a God does. You should move how a God should move. You should, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
To stay out of jail, to stay out of, you know, do you know what the fuck's right? You know, you know what's wrong. You know what I mean? You know what you signed up for, bro. You know what I mean? If you can't handle the job, don't fucking apply for it type shit. You know what I mean?
I think what's important for me, like you said, is having something to work towards. You know what I mean? You want to be a better tattoo artist. The next tattoo is better than the last one. You know what I mean? The next song is better than the last one. Little improvements. You know what I mean? And over time, what's that gonna look like when you improve a little bit for 5 years, 10 years?
Absolutely. I mean, in the sobriety towards you gotta just, you know, understand what you want, what you don't want no more, man. Like I don't ever want to, you know, be homeless or sleep in the snow. I don't ever want to be without a coat and a coat. I don't ever want to be without food. I don't want to ever have to beg somebody for nothing. I don't ever even like asking nobody for a cigarette or something like that. Like that's not even me. I've always been the rock for people to kind of lean on for a lot of years, and then it turned into me needing to lean on people. You know what I mean? For a lot of years, and it's just, you know, sleeping on them fucking pissy floors, you know what I mean? And sleeping outside in the snow and, you know, being in situations that I never wanted to be in general, you know, just hurting people and shit like that, and just like, you know, getting hurt my damn self and finding myself waking up in different states with bones sticking out of my skin in jail cells with no idea how I got there type shit, you know, fighting police every chance I got. Like, it was just a chaotic, violent, you know, run for a lot of years. And again, I take everything to the extreme, you know, and you know, I just, again, I don't got no regrets, I don't got no resentments or nothing like that. What, you know, I fully believe that, you know, this shit was already written.
That's it.
You know what I mean? The universe already wrote the play out. You know what I mean? So for me to continue to play my part in it and just, you know, vibrate at my highest frequency. You know what I mean?
What if somebody wants to get a tattoo, man? Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Hands Down Inc. Hands Down INK. And
just DM you?
Yeah, you can just DM me. You know, you can start with that. You can hit me on Snapchat, which is Hands Down 508. Just shoot me a message. You know what I mean? There's a right approach and there's a wrong approach to booking a tattoo artist.
Talk about that.
Yeah. So, you know, the wrong approach to booking a tattoo artist is, hey, how much this is? Like, I don't fucking know. I didn't do it. You're sending me a picture of somebody else's busted ass tattoo. I don't know how much that was. I don't care how much that was. I'm not even capable of doing a tattoo like that. You know what I mean? So have respect for your artist. Research your artist. You know what I mean? Actually look through an artist's work before you hit them up.
Yeah, you got a lot of good work.
And understand what they do. You know what I mean? And why they are, you know, the price that they are. You know what I mean? If somebody's 20 years into their journey and they're doing portraits of fucking everybody, and you know they deserve every penny that they're asking you for, because at the end of the day, this is a medical procedure. You know what I mean? I'm literally an artistic surgeon in a way. I have to make sure that you know, if you do pass out, that you're going to be okay. You're not going to smash your face on the floor. You know what I mean? And like I have to carry that responsibility that I'm not just going to leave you there and run off with your pocketbook. You know what I mean? Like luckily over the years, I've kind of like you know, actually, you know, learned how to handle those certain situations and just kind of just take care of it. You know what I mean? Approach it with professionalism. You know, like I said, I haven't had a perfect run. I'll be the first to say that. Addiction does a lot to people. You know what I mean? I ain't never wronged nobody. You know what I mean? If there was ever like a lost deposit in the sauce or something like that, like, I've always reached out and tried to make it right. Or if anybody's ever hit me up from years ago and be like, yo, I put a deposit down with you like 5 years ago and then I moved to this state, now I'm back. Can I? Yeah, you know what? Come through. I got you. You know what I mean? I don't even care whose fault it was. It is what it is. There is a stipulations on deposits and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But that's a whole different. We can had a conversation personally. Again, man, I just I do what I love to do, bro.
Yeah,
that's it. I just love doing this. I love being able to make people smile and give people that confidence that they lacked, before they kind of even came through to me. And again, research your fucking artists. You know what I mean? Don't just hit any. I don't care if your boy does half sleeves for $40 up the street. I'm not your boy. Even if I am your boy, what are you talking about? Go ahead, go over there and get fucked up by a dog. You know what I mean? I know what I'm capable of. I know my worth. You know what I mean? I don't like to dumb my worth down. You know what I mean? I charge what I charge, and it's not an unreasonable price at all. You know what I mean? I remember the last shop I worked in was $200 an hour type shit. You know what I mean? Typically, I don't charge by the hour. I'm very fast at what I do. Very efficient at what I do. I'm good at what I do, you know what I mean? So, when I do give somebody a price, I don't base it off an hourly rate. I'm just kind of like.
So just walk me through the process of somebody hits you up on Instagram for a tattoo. How does it work?
Okay, so all pricing and designing is done in person with me. I typically don't design before the person gets there. You know what I mean? I typically take a $100 deposit just to kind of reserve that date and time for you. You show up. I take a picture of your skin with my iPad and I start. I create it all right there in front of you. I kind of let you co-produce your own mixtape right there. You know what I mean? You get to actually see the tattoo on your body through the iPad before you even get it, just to make sure that you are gonna like this. You know what I mean? And once I take it from the iPad and I put it to the skin, then I bring it to life. Then you know what I mean? I always do custom art. I always kind of create my own vision. Even when somebody brings in a design that they already had that they wanted done, I still put my own twist on that and still make it mine, still make it original, still make it unique, shit like that. I've been doing this for a long time. I don't like to waste time. You know what I mean? I won't waste yours. Please don't waste mine. You know what I mean? And for anybody inquiring about getting tattoos, feel free to hit up the websites, the Instagram, the Snapchat, and view the work before you actually, you know what I mean, pursue the work. You know what I mean? Just make sure you like what I do. If you want a full-on photorealistic color piece, I'm gonna send you up the road to somebody that I know because I don't do full photo color realism. I'm an honest person. I'm not gonna take on a job that I know I can't do.
Is that something that you want to look to expand maybe what you can do, or do you kind of just want to get better at that?
No, so I'm always trying new things. I'm always evolving in my craft. I just kind of wanted to master my own madness before I started branching out into other people's. Everybody has their own lane. I like to stay in mine. You swerve, you might get an accident type shit. You know what I mean? You always have to challenge yourself. That's how you grow as an artist. You know what I mean? That's how I grow. You know what I mean? I'll pull up a piece that I'll be nervous sometimes, like, oh shit, I hope I don't fuck this up. But then I just really tap into it and be like, nah, I'm gonna kill this, and then I do it, and it's one of the best pieces I ever did in my life.
Those self-talks are important. I catch myself having these self-talks all the time.
Yeah. Shout out Kevin Gates, bro. You know what I mean? He said all geniuses talk to themselves.
Word. I didn't know that. But the self-talks are important. You have them because a lot of times we'll have them after we do something stupid, and then sometimes we might catch us while we're doing it. But the goal, I feel like, is to catch yourself before maybe you do something stupid or let your paralysis by analysis overthinking everything.
Absolutely.
I mean?
Yeah, you can't overthink everything. I do that shit with the music sometimes, and sometimes I'll sit there on a project for 5-6 hours, me and Hush, and he'd be like, bro, I think you're overthinking it. And I'm like, damn, you're right. All right, fuck it. And I'm just like, yo, you know what? Just delete the whole thing. I'll try again tomorrow.
You seem like you've grown a lot as a person. What do you think is like the biggest difference in yourself as far as growth from like when you were really in it, going through it, to now you look back?
I mean, just learning that everybody's going through something. You know what I mean? And nobody cares at the end of the day. You know what I mean? They're like, fuck your feelings, fuck your emotions. Nobody cares. Just you got to do this for you. A lot of my growth had to do with a lot of pain, a lot of real life trauma, a lot of striving to be my greatest, while I was my worst. And I never just stopped and was just like, you know what, I fucking quit everything. I'm not gonna tattoo no more. I'm not gonna make music no more. I'm just gonna go out here and fucking Needle Park and just hang out and just stay there with the fellas. Like, nah, bro, that's not how that works for me, bro. Like, even at my worst, I knew I still had greatness in my genes. Even laying in hospital, being handcuffed to hospital beds or, you know, detoxes, halfway houses, I just always knew that there's something inside of me that will not allow me to give up. There's something inside of me that will not stop until I reach fucking greatness. And it's still to this day, I don't give a fuck what nobody says. That's still my mentality to this day is, no, there is fucking greatness inside of me. Like, there is, I don't know, you know, if my mother's mother, you know, might have, you know, fornicated with an angel or something, and maybe I'm part demigod or some shit like that. But, you know, that's a possibility. But at the end of the day, I'm just like, yo, there's something different inside of me that I cannot accept mediocrity, bro. I cannot be basic. Shout out to anybody who's basic, but I can't be that, bro. I don't know how y'all do it, but I can't be that. That's not me. I have to just continue to be me. You know, this is me. What you get, you know what I mean? It's what you see.
I mean, just imagine if, like, after you die, you meet the best version of yourself.
Yeah. So I'm,
you know, so you regret all the stuff you didn't do.
So this is something that's been happening to me for a long time, is astral projection, and I never knew what it was until about 4 years ago, and you know, having those out of body experiences, and I'll be real with you, bro. Like, I remember you know, being in you know, jail cells, shit's going bad, bro. I've been shot at, I've been stabbed, I've been all types of shit. You name it, I overcame it. But the most scared I've ever been in my life, bro, was waking up from just going to sleep. You know what I mean? Going to sleep in a bed and waking up in the kitchen, like on the floor in a ball, like crying or something like that, and just not knowing. I'm like, what the fuck? And then when you wake up from that astral projection, I remember every single little detail about what just happened, where I was. Wow. You know what I mean? Or I've had the astral projection experiences where I've seen my past lives. I've seen what could be my futures. If I take this route, this is going to be my future. If I take this route, this is going to be my future. I've already seen all this in my sleep before. I've seen me sitting here before, you know what I mean? And it's crazy because, you know, what you see in your sleep is that could be your reality. You know what I mean? What you what's going on inside your head, whatever you see inside your head for your life, for your future, that's what's meant for you.
Some people say everything kind of happens all at once. You know, our future's already happened. You know what I mean? We're just in this particular moment.
Right, hey, who knows? I mean, maybe we live in a snow globe. And maybe,
exactly, right? We're just a toy to
we
an
live
alien.
in the trouble bubble.
We're like an alien's ant farm. You know how people motherfuckers get ant farm, but we're like a celestial being.
So I feel like a celestial being, bro. I mean, I even said that shit in one of my songs. I touched on it, and I even said it. I said, I am not human. I am a demigod. I'm here to prove it. You couldn't win if I were to lose it. You know what I mean?
And keep doing what you're doing, and you are proving it. Bro,
no, absolutely, man. And I believe that you can overcome, bro. You know what I mean? Absolutely. You can, and I have, and I'm gonna continue to do that. And you know, shout out to any of my people that's in my corner that gives me that hope, that strength, that advice. You know, anybody that helps me along my journey or makes my life a little bit easier for me. Shout out y'all, man, because for real, I couldn't be sitting here right now without y'all. You know what I mean?
Well, before I let you go, any closing words, man? Anything else you want to touch on we didn't get a chance to, or just put some closing words out there.
Yeah, I mean, hey, just look out for that STG, hands down, featuring King Ace. You know, tap in with Hush Harden. You know, check out my music, Hands Down Music, YouTube. You know, my Instagram, Hands Down Inc., Hands Down INK, Hands Down 508 on Snapchat. Tap in with me. Let's get you tattooed. Let's get your vision to life. Let's get them track marks going. I don't care about the insurance. I don't care about none of that. Let's get them track marks out of there. Let's get you back on track, and let's get you know, continue to keep me busy. I'm with
That's
that.
it.
I'm with that all day.
I
appreciate you too, bro. Thank you.
Guys, it is what it is. What's next is what you make it. It's a perfect example of that right now.
Yes, sir.
Chase your passion, chase your dream. Whatever you're doing that you're doing anyway that you love to do, this is my advice, record it and put it online. If you're tattooing, record it, put it online. You spitting freestyles with your friends, record it, put it online. You like to go out and eat, do reviews, man. You can stream playing video games. Well, nowadays, anything you could do, man, put it on camera. Now is the time. And hopefully everything that's on camera now will be here long after we're gone. Hopefully YouTube and all this internet stuff lives on forever.
Right.
And who knows, people 100 years from now could be watching this.
Absolutely.
That's what's dope about this in this era. And I'm looking forward to your journey. And definitely I'll pass, you know, winding back to meet each other again.
Absolutely.
Bro, for sure.
I appreciate you, man.
Guys, like I said, it is what it is. What's next is what you make it. I'm your boy B Luke. One more time, tell him your name, bro.
Hands down.
And it is what it is. Let's go.
Sir.
Bounce back. We out of here. Peace.